Hey everybody, this is Paul doing a quick dividend video. Today is July 15th, 2024. The market is currently open, as you can tell. So I guess let's just kind of go over one insane rally that's going on that just does not seem to stop. And I guess let's try and figure out why. So if I last video, you can see just the insane rally. The close on the market on the second right here, or on the first, was 55.09. The market's up almost 120 points since my last video. Incredible. Just an incredible run. And the reason is simple. It actually kind of goes back to this tiny little chart that's up here, which is kind of hilarious. But it goes back to what this is right there. That right there. Inflation is 2.5%. And that's with the updated June PCE and all that. But that's what it is, and it's very simple. Is once you know where inflation's at, and the Fed starts talking about cutting, so it's either going to be July or September. I don't think anybody's really thinking July, or at least I hope they're not. It doesn't seem that way. That's too soon, but inflation's coming down way quicker than what the Federal Reserve thought, while employment is staying up. Now, you can make the case that employment's starting to roll over quicker than they thought. That's easily something you can say. But as it stands right now, it's rocket fuel to the markets, and this is basically what's going on. Is every one of these indicators is going this direction. All of them. And especially the big ones. You see the ISM services employment. See how that's staying flat, but ISM services activity is going down. So services has been the big problem. So we're just at these just different points where it's just there's just different things going on. But the big thing that's actually going on is just CPI rent is finally catching up with reality. Um, you can kind of see like month over month, like or year, just the different periods of time. But you can see where just CPI is just all that matters. I don't know how many times I need to say this. Um, Here's a breakdown of I believe this is the June. This better be the June one. But this is June right here, and you can kind of see energy, yet again, has been a thing that's been dragging it down. Shelter is, so you got to actually zoom in now to see shelter. As you can see, shelter has been, so if we go back prior to all the craziness, so if we go back over here, you see how shelter made up very tiny little increases, little tiny increments. That's where you want shelter to be at. Well, you want it to be flat if you're renting, but you don't want it to go up at all. You want something like this. But to get negative shelter, you got to go down here and you end up in a COVID crash. You're not going to get too many rent increases where everybody's freezing rent. Um, and I can't even evict people. So the tiny increases is what you want. But as you can kind of see during the inflation cycle, the things that went up, energy after the Russia situation, and then you add in shelter, and you can see just these massive sections. Now we're back to where shelter's supposed to be. And when you get shelter right there, which is a massive part of the CPI, it just drags it, and it drags it down very, very quickly. Also, you can kind of see um, used car prices and truck prices are coming down like just crashing. And the reason why they're crashing is low like low credit score people just don't have access to credit. It's just very simple. All the places that were set up to do risky lending are they went out of business in 2023. There's a lot of them that just basically laid off all their staff and just let everybody go. There's these very very risky, just doing these risky loans to people. And then there was a lot of stories in 2022 and 2023 especially of like just the amount of like repossessions that were occurring that are just now flooding, just absolutely flooding back into the market. You also have something interesting. This is something I realized because I bought my own car, is all of the cars that were bought and leased with those stimulus checks in 2022 or 2020 and 2021, all those lease vehicles are now being turned into dealerships. The car that I'm currently driving, that 2020 Prius that I got for this amount down here with barely any miles on it, because you couldn't even really travel anywhere for almost 2 years, are all coming back. They're all hitting their 36-month warranties, which is the manufacturer warranty that pays for absolutely everything. The oil changes and all that stuff. So all that stuff's flooding back onto the market, and there's so many just different. Actually, it's kind of hilarious. Like there's 2021 Priuses all around me all of a sudden, just out of nowhere. And then this is just obviously the biggest thing right here. Because there's your 2019 average. This is what the Fed wants. There's your 2019 average for month over month rent increases. I believe this is month over month. And you can see it just flat out crashed. It just went poof down like just like a rock. So there's your reason for the market just having rocket fuel. The political stuff doesn't really matter unless one person was really ahead in polls. So if, for example, if Trump was like say 5 points or 10 points above Biden right now, the market would adjust. It would start pricing in maybe tariffs, maybe some type of like tough on China policy, like just anything involving tariffs, like detention facilities, that kind of stuff. Anything that his policies want to get done would start getting priced in. Um, but as you can kind of see, there's no one thing that's just like this is going to be the thing that's the winner. Like you don't see oil prices are still kind of high, so that's not really pricing in like a Trump type situation. So any of those kind of takes just don't make any sense. Um, this meme stock right here is just trading like this just for the simple fact is that it's literally a meme stock. It's almost up there with levels of GameStop. There's no realistic trading going on here. This is just because he's about to be speaking tonight. There's no revenue at this company at all. It's just people trading in and out of it. It's kind of crazy. They're basically treating this like the new GameStop. I'm not going to touch it obviously, but um, so you can kind of get a general idea. So if it was a Trump trade, I guess is one thing is that you might hear this. So like things like First Solar would be down far more, I think. Um, but so you got to kind of watch these. You can kind of see like energy, like these just energy's kind of getting hit today as China's numbers came out last night and were very weak. So, but the market has been on just a massive rally. So now the question you got to ask is when do we have a pullback? I think a good time for a pullback would probably be August because for some reason Wall Street goes on a vacation schedule that matches Europe. It must be pretty nice to be them. I wish I could do that. So Wall Street tends to take a break in August. That's just for the simple fact is that I don't know why they take like a month long break. It's very weird. Um, it's just Wall Street being Wall Street. But I think if the market was going to pull back, say 5%, which is normal, or like 5-10%, it's incredibly possible to happen in August. And then we can kind of go back to my historical here and kind of look at different August here and kind of see if there was a pullback. Um, for me, there wasn't. So you can kind of see August was actually a rally. So that was like a relief rally. We got to kind of go back to normal times in the before times. Uh, Probably go back to all the way to 2019 is the last time. So you can kind of get the general idea. Car payoff. But I think August might be kind of when this is when I used to do weekly updates. But if I was gonna guess when this monster rally is gonna take a break, maybe after the Fed meeting. When the Fed says they're not cutting in July and then it gets pushed out to September, I think is when you maybe get a break in this rally right here. 'Cause this rally has been monstrous. Like we have to like retrace this and put a floor under this rally because this rally has just been. If I kick this out to the 1 month, you can kind of see like this rally has been beastly from where it started for the 1 month. In 1 month, we have gone from 53.14 1 month ago to 5,600. That is insane. That's an insane insane run. My capital gains right now are sitting at 23.78 by itself. So I think if this is going to pause, it's going to be after the Fed meeting when they don't cut. That's kind of where I'm at. Um, like I said, the only thing that matters is CPI. CPI and jobs. That's all that matters. Um, unless somebody like specifically gets so far ahead in the polling that it's just like, oh, you can't ignore it anymore. But unless that happens, maybe the market might price that in. But that won't get priced in until say October. That's when those types of things get priced in on who's going to be president. Let's see what their policies are going to be. Because then the market cares not just about who the president is, they care about who's going to win the House and the Senate. That's what matters to the market. If you get a Democrat trifecta, they might price in more fiscal stimulus. If you get one of those houses being Republican or something, maybe it's gridlock in Washington. If it's Democrat, and then Trump, nothing gets done. They price in those kind of things. So it's October where you're going to see all that stuff get priced in. That's when those takes will actually make sense. Those takes don't make no sense right now. So just ignore the political stuff. And like I said, the only thing that matters is CPI and jobs. CPI and jobs. That's all that matters. CPI and jobs. Just keep watching PCE, CPI and jobs. PCE, CPI and jobs. That's all that matters to anybody who listens to my videos. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. Like I said, just a ridiculous amount of money made this time around. So just going to keep it up, going to keep contributing. So thanks so much, y'all. Have a nice day.